Hello Pioneers, I hope you're well. My name is Bed, and let's play the Satisfactory Plus mod in Satisfactory. On last episode, we built this biological water power plant that's generating about 1100 megawatts, I think. It was pointed out to me after my last video that, in fact, the burners need 22.5 cubic meters of water, and all my calculations were based on 22 cubic meters of water. So having this set at 26 could cause me issues down the line, so I'm going to pump that back up. Additionally, you can see here that I raised these pipes to be a little bit higher, so in case I needed to pump it, I could use a pump and then have it fall down using gravity into these machines. And I did that because when I was taking the screenshot for the thumbnail for the last video, after I'd finished filming the last video, I came back in and then had a power cut. And I spent about 45 minutes troubleshooting this. It could have easily been too little water, or it could have been a head lift problem. Either way, I've fixed it now, but I wanted to bring those to your attention in case you are trying to solve biological water issues yourself. The first productive bit we're going to do this episode is to launch the space elevator, and then, again, I don't have any plans, but we'll find something fun to do. And now that we've launched that, we can see that the recipe for smart plating is now 20 zinc plates and 1 bronze frame to make 1 smart plating. So that's not so bad. And at 5 per minute, we only need 10 minutes to have one assembler build all these for us. Excellent. Let's put an assembler down, and I think we could probably just hand feed it, can't we? Yeah. We'll need a bunch more zinc plating, and we're working on that. And there, a little bit of power is going to get us the smart plating. I'll have to go and get more zinc plates because this is using a ton and I don't have a lot right now. But I do think I know what we'll do this episode. We're going to play catch up. There are a lot of parts that we have not automated yet, and there's a lot of infrastructure we need to set up to move product around, and I think we'll work on that. And we'll either go slow and take our time, or the episode will be really frenetic and chaotic and I'll do a lot of cuts. I don't really know. It kind of depends on how the episode plays out and how I feel when I go down to edit it. But yeah, let's make some progress. If you've seen more than one of my videos, or are just enjoying the content I'm creating, and you would like to help me out, I would encourage you to please hit that subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. I've been thinking about how I want to build the city, and I think this is going to be this level here that I've got laid out right there. And this over here, where I'm circling now, is going to be where I think I put the storage area. This will be a sub-level below the main surface of where I'm going to put any buildings and builds and stuff like that. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I've been building this hugging the sand dunes, so it's pretty much as low as I can go. And I want to build the roads higher, a little bit above this, maybe 4 or 8 meters, so then I can run the belts under the roads and keep that stuff hidden. I think it'll make it look really clean and sharp and make it pretty fun and easy to play. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to start building the first road right now, because I want to be able to bring the dirt and stuff that's over there that we're messing with back over here so I can build a proper facility for slug breeding. Look at that. I don't think you could get any more perfect than that. Okay, I accidentally covered this node, and it is normal saphirite, so I don't really want to cover that. So I think we'll curve back here. Just curve that way. Alright, the way I like to make curves, if you haven't seen any one of my other videos where I talk about it, so you like to just take a catwalk crossing, put it in that corner, and then hold left control with the catwalk in this position, and you can turn it a little bit at a time. And so that's just going... Oh, that's the worst sound I've ever heard in my whole life. I don't understand what's happened. And I can't see enough on the graph to figure it out. Alright, these are both full of crushed stone, so that isn't the issue. That's full of clean water. So that's the issue. That's the issue. I forgot to create a prioritizer, so this is shooting out way too much water. I cranked it up too high. So what do we have? We have 8 generators, each at half cubic meter of water. Too low, so I was actually... Okay, so instead of cranking this all the way back up to 60 per minute, instead of being at 26, I should be at 30. That was my fault. I knew in my mind that I had to create a fluid priority, which would ensure that all of this water gets burned off before any of that water is needed. There's a way you can set up the pipes to do that, and I just didn't do it. This is full of water. This is all full of water. This is almost all full of water and not flowing at all. So at the end of the day, unless I'm mistaken, this doesn't have enough head lift. So a pump should fix the issue. I don't understand how it worked for so long. Maybe it just took that long to burn through all that water. Back to the project at hand. Curving our little road. So I think I want to build the roads kind of like boulevards. At least that's what we call them around here in Michigan. Where you basically have 2 lanes of traffic going opposing directions with then some sort of median between them. So I'm going to leave 2 foundations for each direction, and then 1 median between them, and then 2 more. And then we'll have sidewalks, but that'll be dependent on the building. No, it won't. Or will it? I'm not sure. I guess I don't know. I could either use big pillars as sidewalks or higher foundations. Alright, I'm actually going to run 2 more here. So the plan will be 2 foundations in each direction, 1 between them, so that's 5, and then sidewalks on either side. So that's 7. So my roads will be 7 wide. I've got 15 tickets to spend, which is a nice surprise. I think I'd like signs and double ramp sets for roads and asphalt. Yeah. I didn't want to think about it. I'd second guess myself, so I spent them. Ha! Take that, future me. Haven't checked the MAM yet. I know I have stinger pieces we can research. And that should give us this next node. Alien DNA capsules, which I could now sync as well, which would be nice. Another source of coupons. Ooh, I like that. 10 inventory slots. Maybe I should try to chase down those crystal oscillators. Ooh, and a gun. Who doesn't love firepower? And just like that, smart plating's done. Assuming I only need 50. If I need more, then we aren't done. Okay, I think for the road, I want to have the main part of the road just a bit higher. I don't think it needs to be that much higher because I can fit... Yeah, so if that was the height, I could fit quite a lot of belts under here in this... Look at this. I would have room for belts for days. But now... I need to drop these ones a little bit lower. Okay, so to do that, let's put a foundation down right there. Get a pillar. Wait, that's too close. And then is that right? Let me check. Yeah. Alright, so now to get a fine adjustment. We're not going to be snapping to this. This is going to be the road. I think I just want to curb about... Oh, let's see. Like that, maybe? How does that look? Okay, that's too much because I can't walk up it. I want to be able to walk up it without issue. Let's try that again. Alright, catwalk crossing. Now you aim the catwalk crossing at the pillar and that gives you this complete control over where it's going to go. Let's try it a bit higher. I somehow overshot it. Okay, good attempt. He lied. There. I like that. That's a good looking curb. Yeah, okay. So then this will get treated with concrete. This will be asphalt. We can put lines and stuff on it. And then I think down the middle here we can put things like, oh, pillars for street signs and hypertubes maybe. Or honestly, hypertubes, I don't generally make them look very great. So we could even put them under the road. We'll figure it out. And you know, we could always undo this and redo it later. I've just always wanted to build a city, so let's do it. Right now we are waiting for, what is that, 136 more zinc plates. And then we'll be able to build the space elevator and launch that and see the new milestones. I can't wait to see what's in store for us. 100 more zinc plates. Oh my gosh, we're almost there. Where's it? There they are, the last two. The final pieces of the puzzle. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. If you haven't watched any of my other seasons, I purport, it is my opinion, that the space elevator animation is the greatest animation in video game history. But, you know, I might be biased since I love this game so much. Let's do it. Let's just put it anywhere, hey? I think I'd like to build another base skyscraper for it. So if you have any ideas of any really cool looking buildings that are maybe local or famous in your country or your city, leave me a comment down below. I would love to replicate it if you think it would be a good stand for the space elevator. Stop the music. Let's have a moment of silence for this epic moment. I never get sick of that. Okay, but I'm also too excited. Let's do it. Holy sh... Okay, so it's more than just 50 smart plating. Okay, that stinks, but it's not so bad. Looking back to a few moments ago, I feel slightly foolish that I believed that it would still just be 50 smart plating for the first phase. Of course, it's much more complicated than that, of course. This is Satisfactory Plus. What else would we expect? And if you want to hang out and talk about Satisfactory Plus or Satisfactory or anything else that's interesting and cool, join my Discord. I'll put a link down in the description below. Come hang out. It's pretty fun. Oh, and you know what? I forgot when I was out slug hunting, I found a hard drive. Let's research that. What are we doing? What am I even doing with my life? Now that I'm down here running around, I kind of wish that I had lights unlocked already so I could find a good way to use them in here. But you know what? If push comes to shove, I could always use bright signs as lights. That works really well. Oh, slightly copper wire. Crushed slag. That could be pretty cool. Pure sorted copper gets me extra. Boy, I have no idea how useful this is going to be. Probably pretty useful for getting pure copper. And I don't have the experience yet to know that if I'm going to want all that zinc as well. So I'm just going to take this one because easy disposal of the slag or more useful crushed stone would be even cooler, I think. So Ah, but you know what? I just had another realization sitting here talking to myself. In the past, in the future, I'm talking to you. Mind blown. That wasn't a very good joke. I should probably take that out in editing. But I just had the realization that both times I had power cuts unexpectedly is after a restart. So maybe after I save the game and reload it, something breaks. I don't know. It's very frustrating that I couldn't actually find the problem in the end to fix. But I think I'll just be thankful for this moment that it's seeming to work. And just call that a win. I don't want to bellyache too much, but I feel like I'm generally too hard on myself when I play this game. Okay, now that we've got our first little highway started, we can do things like zoop over to new nodes. Which is going to be pretty useful. Alright, modular miner, miner head. And there, just like that, we're going to have more power. No, more stereotype. How do we want to move power lines back and forth? We could easily hide them in the ceiling underneath here. We could also make some sort of power pole that looks cool, especially with the blueprinter now. We could easily make something that looks cool and we could replicate. It's not a bad idea either. I'm leaning towards putting it under because it's easier for me. Although maybe you have a blueprint you want to share with me. Let me know. If you do, I'd be grateful. I thought I'd take a break from building the road while we wait for our plating and finish up this last milestone that we have for jump pads. I actually really like jump pads. I forced myself to use them in one of my other previous playthroughs, and I really, really liked it. I am 2 cables short. I find it hard to design them into a factory to use them effectively, but I think it's really cool to bounce around. The time is finally here. Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to launch this up. We're going to get to explore some new milestones. It's going to be great. Bye. Let's check them out. Okay, immediately. I like that. Hydroelectric power. Yes, please. Brass. Okay. So we're going to have blast furnace, bronze, copper, caterium, all these molten. Oh my gosh. Brass, steel. The basher, I definitely want that. Need steel screws first. Okay. Mark III belts. Very, very cool. Okay, let's see here. We've got coal power, advanced parts, hyper tubes. Those are cool. Ooh, a steel mining head. Project part 2. Oh, that's this is probably months away from me. Hovering. Oh my gosh, solar power. This is so cool. I was hoping to spend this episode automating all the things I haven't done yet. But now that I see all these things come in molten form, maybe I should just skip to this. I think I'll unlock it and at least look at it, because these ingots won't be hard to get. Well, that wasn't so bad. It was worse than I thought it was going to be to collect all those things, but it wasn't that bad at the end of the day. Boy. Okay, let's see what we got. To produce more metal. Attention. Hot. That's a pleasant surprise, actually being able to make one right away. This is a cool model. Wet and smelly. Oh gosh. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, so what are we dealing with here? Say I want more lead. Oh, geez. Okay, so you put crushed lead in, and you get molten lead, the molten metal, I assume, and slag on all of them. Yeah, they all have slag. It doesn't help me if I can't turn it into ingots, which must be this one. Oh, man. While I'm waiting for these ingots, I thought I'd go and pick up some sulfur. So I ran back over to that node that we found over by the dirt patches and picked some up. Holy cow. Alright. So we're going to get explosives again, but we're locked behind heavy modular frames. Fluid and gas module. That's going to be awesome, I can tell already. But sadly, that means that sulfur gathering was not as fruitful as I had intended it to be. So, but that's okay. I almost have all the ingots. That should be the last we need. Perfect. Let's see what we just unlocked. So we've got a solidifier and cooler. And soon we'll have brass. May as well work towards unlocking that so we can see what we need to input into it. Alright, and that's where the road will go. That's actually the sidewalk of the road, which means I can put the wall of the building right there. Just missing that, which is really nice. Anyway, let's check out the solidifier if I can make one. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. Look at this. It's phenomenal. So, what do we have? That's an output, so that must be... Oh my gosh, I can turn steam back into water. Oh, I quite like that. Okay, so say I want to make the lead ingots. Taking 30... Let me look at this. What's the one I need again? The blast furnace. And let's skip lead. Let's just think about iron. Make it nice and easy. 60 crushed iron. We get 30 and then 10 slag. I'm going to ignore the slag completely because it's just going to be considered a waste product for this purpose. So we've got 60 crushed iron becoming... Right, 60 crushed iron becoming 30 molten iron, becoming 120 ingots. If I use a little bit of water. So that's going to be really good. It's kind of like the equivalent of the vanilla pure recipes, right, in the refineries? Sort of, with extra waste and stuff. But I think I've learned enough now about what's coming down the line about the molten stuff that I'm going to ignore it for the time being. Because what I really need to do is get these... For example, stereotype, I need to crush it and then sort it so I can get magnesium, because magnesium is how we're gonna get concrete. Or lime, I mean, but still I want it. And here the asphalt requires something called asphalt, which I haven't even seen yet, so. Yeah, I don't even know where it comes from. Let's rebuild our iron finally. I'm going to rip everything out except the storage containers. Alright, I'm just having to think about how I want to do this. I've extended the road over there after pulling out all of that factory, so all of our iron stuff is gone. This all needs to be moved at some point, but not quite yet. Let's put it on this side. Let's start our first proper iron factory part right here. Okay, so what is our production line like? We need the miners. We have one set up there, one set up there that we built out after we were building our road. Another couple right here. One of these is pure as well. There's another pure one just over here. There's a lot of stereotype around. So what we're going to do is bring all that stereotype over to here. And what do? We crush it, right? It's the first thing we do. So let's build some crushers. Yeah, that looks good. Space them out a little bit. I'm always cramped, and I'm always annoyed by it. So let's take the time, space everything out nice. And let's look. We want crushed stereotype. I extended the foundations a little bit further. And actually, I'm just going to fill this. Let's just go a little crazy. So we've got 8. And each uses 60 per minute. So that's 480. All right, now how do we sort it? Let's see. Sorted stereotype takes in 120 per minute, so we're going to have 4 crushed stereotype. Or excuse me, 4 sorters. And I think we don't need a whole separate building for that. I think we could just have it be in a part of this building. I do, however, want to take all of the crushed stone off site, so I think we'll build that straight down like this on each of these. Alright, and then conveyor lifts down into the hole. And now we can just belt all of that crushed stone into a crushed stone collection building, which we will build when we get to it. I love it. One thing I just realized too, that's going to allow us, if we make one building for all the crushed stone collection, we can then send a dedicated line with however much we need over to the power, and then any other crushed stone we want to use, we can just have an overflow setting. So that means no matter what, every single crushed stone piece that we create is going to go to filter the power generation, which is the most important use for it. And then anything that's extra we can use for other things, like sand and window building. Alright, and so now we need 1 sorter for every 2 crushers, so I may as well just put it right over here. I think just right in front of it like that. I don't know, the buildings are kind of centered. Boy, look how cool this building is. I got distracted. I don't know what that part is right there, but it's cool. Alright, sorted stereotype. And now we're going to have more crushed stone. And 4 is perfect. And now I think this is a good number 2. I always worry about expansion, but I think with this footprint, since we're going to do a lot of the iron together, we could just add a second floor if we wanted to bring more of this up. We could do another 480 on an identical floor above it. This might be in the way, though, this miner. I'm sure it's fine, though. We'll make it work. That's the best part about this game, is you can build and tear things down as much as you want, and just keep playing with it. Alright, but let's copy these settings over now, and figure out where we're going to send the outputs, which are magnesium, iron, crushed magnesium, and crushed stone. Okay, so the crushed stone we're going to send to a crushed stone building. We already talked about that. What on earth are we going to do with magnesium? I can't even remember because I never learned. Okay, so it looks like we can turn the crushed magnesium into magnesium granules, and then with the crushed iron in a foundry, we can make iron ingots, which doubles the amount of iron that you get out, which is a benefit. However, we're not going to create enough magnesium to do all of our iron, but we could do some. We may as well use it, right? That's part of the appeal of this mod, is making it complex and having all these crazy lines. I'm gonna put some panel windows in. Maybe some support. Yeah. I think I like that for just a basic design. Pretty sure I saw this on Reddit last week and told the person I was going to steal it, and here I have stolen it. I think it looks really sharp, actually. Very basic and pretty cool. We'll get some structural depth as well, because I can bump in probably out over here. We'll just surround this, something like that, just to hide it. Let's add another floor, so we can put the power lines in the ceiling. Okay, okay. Let's put the power connections right in the center here. Yeah, right here. In general, I'm probably not going to show you me hooking up power lines. If you're playing this mod, you're probably a little bit familiar with Satisfactory, and if you're not, you're watching me do it right now, and you don't need to see it 100 times. I like to do them basically the same, usually. Maybe I'll try to come up with some new ways to do it every once in a while. If I do, I might show that, but usually it just goes like that. 2 machines, and then to the next outlet. Ah, got the night star in my eyes. Well, there, we'll throw up some windows. And I'm going to run out of glass here pretty quick, and I don't have glass being produced or a stockpile anywhere, so I can't really do very much more than this at the time. Okay, that's going to be enough. I will get some of that as a priority for decorating. But, you know, we got a lot going on here, so I guess it's not that big of a priority. Boy, I feel like this is the first factory I've built in this entire series, and even the last series, Season 2, which is going to be ongoing, but paused right now. And for a factory building game, I sure do spend an awful lot of time running around and trying to make funny jokes, and a lot less time building factories than you feel like I might. That's definitely probably my fault. Certainly, mostly, kinda. Alright, I'm going to steal power, and I think for now I'm just going to run it on the underside, like I'd suggested earlier. But if somebody comes up with a cool power pole, I will switch to that, because I like the idea of that as well. Let's put it right in the center. I'm not sure how I want to bring the power in from underneath. I don't want to have it clipping too much. I guess that's unimportant right now. What I really need is just to turn this on so I can check the ports. So why don't I just clip it through for just the time being? Just so we can see what we're dealing with. Yeah. See, that's horrific. And I hate everything about it. And it's very helpful. Alright, we need to add our inputs now. So let's just do one. In fact, I should put stairs down to this level in every building too. I like kind of having the city on a subfloor. All right, let's rebuild that. See if we can't flip it around, or if that clips too much. Looks like that clips too much. So let's turn it around again. How about that? That doesn't clip. That's perfect. Very cool. Alright, missing module. Melting head. Or mining head. Metal mining head. I don't know, tubes. Look at that jump pad. Helpful. Wait a minute. Why am I not getting any stereotype? Oh, I am. Man alive, those belts are slow. So this should be the stereotype. Okay, good. So yeah, I figured that part out at least, finally. Alright, so I'm going to put a merger down right here. There we go. 1, 2 back for a perfect 90-degree belt, in case any of you care. And then I need to make that a Mark II belt. Alright, the whole reason I did all that right now is just so I could see which one comes out where. Okay, so that's crushed iron. And this will be crushed magnesium. Oh good. Okay, so it's time. It's time to move the space elevator. Not space elevator. The hub. It's gonna be right in my way now. Awesome. Really need an awesome place for this. I love building a platform for the hub, as well as the space elevator. Yeah, in fact, if you have another cool idea, a second idea, leave me ideas for I can use for the hub as well, and I'll build a cool platform building. Or put it inside some sort of building, I don't know. So, 60 crushed magnesium. We're gonna need to crush that again. So we're gonna crush 60 into 40, so I need 4. I need 1 crusher for each one. Is this going to look wonky if I line up the port like this? It certainly doesn't look as clean as we've been building, but this will certainly make it easier to just run right into there. 60 per minute. Turn this into magnesium granules. I need a bird's eye view. Yep, let's get a bird's eye view. No, that's not so bad. I don't hate it. Let's do it. Let's keep that. Gonna hide that miner. I don't want to see it. You gotta be okay. Actually, maybe I don't hate that that clips. Maybe I love that that clips and it just looks like a light on the outside of the building. Whatever. I like it. I'm pleased. I'm happy. Feels good to be building a factory. Alright, let's put down a foundry and we'll just look at it for a moment. I can make sulfur-free iron. 30 magnesium granules. I have 40. 40 times 4 is 160. $160 divided by 30 is 5 1/3 repeating. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna stop with this factory right here. And it might seem silly, but because I have some of the iron I'm gonna make in a foundry with this magnesium, and some of the iron I'm just gonna use regular crushed iron, I think I wanna just pack them up onto belts and send those to 2 different factories. One of foundries for making iron ingots, so I can send the correct amount of iron and magnesium that way, and then another one of just smelters. Or I could just grind up the magnesium for points, coupons, and just accept this crushed iron in the smelters. Let me think about it a moment. Okay, I've thought about it. I want this to be a city full of different buildings. So I think this is plenty for one factory. So let's power the rest of these things and wrap up this building, and then we'll send those products on to the next building. I like that. Now that I'm thinking about it, if I would have put this upper layer of the road a little bit higher, I wouldn't have to worry about covering the nodes because I could just put the miners underneath them. But I'm not going to redo all this now. It's been too many hours of work. But it's something to consider for the future. I don't particularly like dressing up the miners. I don't think they look that good. I have seen people build individual little huts for them. That's kind of cool. Sure are a lot of creative people out there. And I just realized too that this makes 20 crushed stone, this makes 20 crushed stone, and this makes 20 crushed stone. So for every 1/4 of this floor of this facility, we're gonna have one belt, just mark one belt of 60 per minute crushed stone, which is gonna make that really easy to handle. We're gonna have 4 belts that we need to take out of here. Yeah, so that's gonna do it. We made pretty good progress. We didn't quite finish this building, and I don't have any more glass to finish, say, the other sides. But I think we made really good progress. We got a lot of the city taking shape now, and the first of our hopefully many, many factories to come. And I'm excited. I'm excited. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you again real soon. Take care. Bye now. I've been working on my roadway all a long day.